The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the New Media Factory. Some programs on this network might include strong images and language and may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Everybody get up.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Girls of 28A. I am Trisha Santanera, and this is my lovely co-host, Julia Snegowski. And today we have got a really special guest for you, but like always at the beginning of all of our podcasts, we are going to give you our host picks of the week. So check out the first video.
Call an ambulance, please.
Okay, hold on. Where does it hurt?
My stomach. ちゃんと痛いけど痛い。
救急車を呼んでもらったからといって安心はできません。しっかりと自分の状態を相手に伝えましょう。
I have a bad case of diarrhea.
私はひどい下痢です。
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of
肩に手を乗せ
diarrhea.
I have クロスして A bad case お腹をさすって of diarrhea ジェスチャーゲームの要領です。感情を込めてやってみましょう。
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
Okay, so I need to explain this video. I am of Japanese heritage, I'm half Japanese, and that was a Japanese video made for Japanese to teach them English. So if you ever go to the US and you have a bad case of diarrhea, now you know what to say. And yes, we just did bring the Girls of 28A to that level of poop humor, but there we are. Because you know what, it makes sense. We try to be as educational as we can, and when you do travel, people do suffer from diarrhea. So, for you Japanese viewers out there, this is my video. I want you guys to check this out. This little girl ended up on the Ellen show. This is awesome, and it actually is a really good segue into our guest. Check this out.
Hey guys, it's Tori. I'm basically just teaching you guys how to curl my hair. That's a wand. I have a wand. Clamping curling iron works too. Just don't use the clamp part because that's what makes your hair like that at the end, like how it like sticks up. So I recommend not using that. Take a shower. Use this. It's split remedy. It reduces up to 80% of split ends after 3 uses. But anyways. So basically, if you want like medium curls, then take a piece about this big, maybe like to right there in your finger, like the middle of your finger, and then like do it like this, and then like wrap it around. I think that this is what makes the curls look prettier, and like wrap it up, and then count 20. Count 20 or longer, actually. Oh my god. Kidding me. hair was burnt off.
I'm laughing so. That girl, that's every girl's nightmare, especially right.
Trisha's actually crying.
Oh well. Anyway, I hope your hair grew back, and the reason why I decided to show is because we have the lovely and the gorgeous Patti Grandidge. Did I say your last name correct? Grandidge. And the reason why I wanted to show is because, you know, she is the host of ETCETERA, she's the host of ETCHQ, she's a brand ambassador, she's the owner of Sweet Patti Cakes. She
Is a newlywed.
recently just got married, we'll ask her all about that, but with all the shows that you do and all the hair and makeup and the styling tools and everything, wouldn't you just die?
I would die. Okay, first of all, I showed this video to Julia on set. Remember?
Oh,
yeah. So I had seen it, and like we do DIYs, right, on the show.
Yeah,
so can you imagine if they were like, do a DIY on curling hair, and then if that happened, I would die. But I did see the Ellen show when she had the girl on.
Oh, what happened?
And she grew her hair back.
Okay.
Yeah, or like it came back a bit. Yeah. And I think she got grounded or something.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah, I think her hair is
How
around
do
her.
How
I
could your
think-
hair burn off like that though? That's the
I
thing.
have no idea. But honestly, we've had, you know, sometimes we get our hair and we see some steam, and now I'm like, I think it's time to remove it. It's time to remove it. Like, don't burn off our hair.
Oh wow. So anyway, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming
you.
on. Thank you for coming on. Gosh, I've actually been asking. Okay, so Julia and Patti host ETCHQ, and that is a trend casting. It started off as a 15-minute show, and now it's a half an hour show.
Yeah.
And Mike Conception, who's already been on the Girls of 28A, he was one of the original hosts as well, and trendcasters. And yeah, so now we finally have you on.
Thank
Yay.
you.
But Patti is also another very well-rounded woman where she's just not a host. She's a very smart girl, went to Pepperdine, studied business, and came to the Philippines and opened up her very own cupcake business.
It's like Julia knows everything about me.
Well, it's not like I work with you. And then but actually that's what I'm super interested about, because you said that you even in LA after you graduated, you worked at a cupcake
I worked
place
at
and-
Sprinkles Bakery. I don't know, have you guys heard of Sprinkles or no?
I haven't heard of Sprinkles, but it sounds like a really yummy show to work
No,
at.
it is like my heaven. It was my heaven to work in. No, it was like literally the world's first cupcakery. Like now so many people bake cupcakes and this and that. Sprinkles literally only sold cupcakes. They were the first ones to ever do that, even now. So.
But why cupcakes? I mean, did you grow up loving cupcakes, or?
I mean, I did, but I feel like every kid did. Like, you
Yeah.
had them at school you know, like when you had like someone's birthday at school, no mom would ever bring in a cake, they'd bring in like cupcakes, you know. But I feel like living in LA, I just got into the whole like bakery thing, like the sweets, there was like ice cream sandwiches, there was like cupcakes, there was like, what are the pops? Cake pops, you know, and I was just, you know, me and like one of my best friends, we went on a cupcake tour. Where we literally tried like I swear almost probably every bakery in LA. We did it like every Sunday. I hope she watches
You
this.
ate
and
your way
remembers.
through LA.
We did cupcakes, and we'd like take pictures, and we'd just be like, oh, we like these cupcakes. Like, do we want to go back here? Do we not want to go back here?
So wait, so that was when you were living in LA before
Yes.
you moved here. So
I was living in LA for 4 years because
Okay.
I went to school there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So baking cupcakes was like a secret passion, love of
Yeah.
yours?
Well, not so secret. I would do it
Well,
all
not
the
secret
time.
now,
Yeah.
but-
Or at the time, but yeah. I've always like loved desserts too. Like definitely have a sweet tooth ever since.
I know that before we move on to your on-screen glitzy side and
Yes.
some of that, but when you were in a sorority at Pepperdine, what did you use their kitchen to bake cupcakes? Were you like?
Actually, Pepperdine didn't have sorority houses. Did I never tell you that? They were like not allowed. Like
Okay.
we were like one of the only colleges that didn't have fraternity or sorority houses. So
Okay.
all through college, I lived off campus with my sorority sisters. There was only 3 of us.
And then
but we would definitely bake there. There was a lot of baking going on there.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's what got you in. You were baking.
Yeah,
baking all
yeah,
the
that's probably
cupcakes.
why they let me in. They're like, she can do all the baking at the events.
Oh, here we have up on screen your sweet patty cakes.
Oh, yummy. That's our ooey gooey
Homepage.
peanut butter right there.
Is that your special?
That is like our best seller.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I actually think it was Sarah Meyer actually. She like coined them crack cakes. So when I first started, yeah. So like, cause you're just addicted, or if you like peanut butter. But yeah, there they are. How cute is that?
Yum, yum, yum.
Yay! Those are all our
bit of a
flavors.
menu.
Yeah. I think we have like 4 more new ones now. I need to.
Oh
update
yes,
that
that's
website.
right.
Yeah.
What are the vanilla, right?
Yeah, we actually just celebrated. I can't believe it. It's been 3 years since I started Sweet Patty Cakes. So we now have our trio of new vanilla flavors. It's a vanilla, a vanilla chip, which is just chocolate morsels added into the vanilla. And then we have our vanilla royale, which is cookie dough added into the
Oh
vanilla
god,
cupcake.
that's the one I go for.
Yeah.
I have yet to order a batch of vegan cupcakes.
I was
from
gonna
you.
say, do you make vegan cupcakes? Julie is vegan.
I know we don't, but now that I have a commissary kitchen, we have a lot more room and freedom to kind of explore. So maybe before she goes.
Yes,
Yeah.
please. Oh my god, because we filmed an ETCHQ.
You did the special on
Yeah,
Sweet Patty Cake.
exactly. And I came
She did, yeah.
And
I don't know why they had her do it. They knew she was vegan.
so like I'm biting into these cupcakes and I am like a bad vegan where I cheat all the time and I'm like tasting these cupcakes. They're so good, but people are gonna watch this and they're gonna know this
She
is
tried
not
like
vegan.
each and every one of them.
But you're good. You like, just to defend you with your veganness, you never ever eat like an entire thing. If anything, you will have like a little.
Oh, she had a
nibble
little nibble.
just to
Yeah.
be polite. So
Oh, that was
I
nice,
think that's the
yeah.
best kind of vegan.
Oh, thank you.
No. So okay, and then have we got up as well the booking, the ordering? There you go. So guys, if you want to order sweet patty cakes, some cupcakes of Patty, there you go. There's all the details up on the screen. We will also write them out for you when we put this episode up on YouTube
Awesome.
And
and Mac
I
and
swear
whatever.
to God that from that little taste of cupcake that I had, I mean, these are not your crap cupcakes that you buy at the bakery section of your grocery store.
True.
Like, these are full on crack cakes.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Nearly turned you.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Nearly turned you.
Oh yeah, nearly, almost.
so guys, get your cupcakes.
There you go. Okay, so that's one side of Patty that is public knowledge and everybody knows. Another side of Patty, which is public knowledge, is your on-screen life and
Yeah.
persona,
Yes.
which is on the channel ETC.
Yep.
Tell us about that. How did you get into that?
Gosh, it seems like so long ago, but honestly, I mean, just like Kim, it was both of our first shows, which was ETCetera, and we literally went to an audition for it. We were told that, I was told that it was as a host of a lifestyle show. So at the time, lifestyle can mean like anything these days. So, they had us audition. We had to pretend we were interviewing people at the red carpet. We had to pretend we were doing a DIY. I forget what else we had to do.
And that was your first ever experience hosting with ETCetera.
Yeah, ever. On TV, ever.
and
Like,
had
never been a host, never
Did you have
really
dreams
been
of
on
being a
TV.
host, or-
I did, like
Okay.
a food show. And
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So that's what I was like, you know what? I was like, if I do want to be on a food show, if I do want to get on TV, need to start somewhere, right? It's not a food show, but hey, now we
It's
we
getting
review,
you, yeah.
we go to we go to restaurants, we go to cafes, we do coffee. So it's slowly getting there, but it's really
It's
fun.
slowly getting there.
It's
to
slow-
becoming
yeah,
the food
or I'm
show.
slowly, into the food. But no, I've been watching a lot of like Cupcake Wars and like Top Chef. I would love to do something like that. Love.
Oh, we'll put it out there.
Yeah,
That-
right.
that's
It's out
it.
there.
You never know.
Boom.
Yeah, it's out there in the universe.
do we have a reel of you actually? doing
Oh, we
some-
do have a reel actually,
Oh.
which
Let's
check
see.
this
Let's
out.
see the hosting chat.
the hosting, modeling side of
Okay.
Patty.
And that was Miss Patti Grandidge for all
That was
of
a
you.
little surprise. I hadn't seen that video in a long time.
Well, there you go. Okay, so when it comes to your hosting and everything, you've been doing it now for how many seasons have you been on? Was it 4 or 5 seasons on etcetera?
3 on etcetera and 2 on HQ.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you've been doing it. You've been doing it for a while.
5,
Do you still
yeah.
get nervous?
Not as much as before. Definitely not as much as before. And it, we're not live, so I don't. That that helps. But no, not really. Not so much nervous anymore.
And I guess for the viewers out there who might not be familiar with ETC and etcetera, what's the difference? The main differences between ETC or etcetera and ETCHQ.
I definitely think etcetera caters more, to girls. We're very fashion, beauty, just like more girly things. Whereas, HQ, we're more of like what's cool to do in the metro, whether you're a guy or a girl. What movies do you want to see? What local artists do you want to check out? Where do you want to go for a date? More as like, not how to like get the perfect curly hair without burning yourself.
And how do you juggle all of this? How do you do that as well as, patty cakes is your own business. I know that you told me like you're the one doing the Excel sheets. You're the one crunching the numbers and ordering. How can you manage to do all of this?
I don't even know, but like, living here, so many people do so many things, slash. So, we can all do it. It can be done, but of course, you just have to know how to balance your time. You have to know how to prioritize. You have to know what you want. Is that really what you want? Is that really what you want to do? But it's fun, if it wasn't fun and if I didn't enjoy doing it, I wouldn't do it.
That is very, very true.
Yeah.
So we just got to put more food on ETC.
Yeah.
And then you were saying that you're also opening up sweet patty cakes in Alabama.
Yeah, definitely. Probably within the next, let's say 3 months to play it safe here. Yeah, definitely. I think it's the next step because I started out as a home-based, in literally my mom's kitchen.
Yeah.
And then finally moved out of there into a commissary where, as I said, we can now experiment more with the vegan cupcakes. So yeah, it just seems like the next natural step to kind of put up a storefront, something small. I'm not going to dive into anything huge, which is why I literally started as a home-based business. But definitely gotten such good feedback. It just seems like the next natural step. So I'm excited.
There you go.
And then what about is etcetera season 4 confirmed? Or?
I'm told that me and Kim are going to be back, let's say that in 2 months. You know how it is, right? It's like you say a month and then it becomes 2 months. So let's just say 2 months to be safe. I think we're coming back with season 4.
How fun!
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
That's great.
Because Patti has gotten to do the most amazing things with etcetera, like went to South Africa and
That
LA.
was so fun. Yeah.
Interviewed Nina Garcia.
Definitely. That was recent. Yeah.
I remember seeing the one of you on the red carpet for American
Idol. Yeah.
I remember that and thinking, oh my gosh, what an awesome experience.
And now that's really different. Like you said, do you get nervous hosting in the studio? No. For that time, I did. It was like international press, if you can imagine. So there was Philippines, Asian countries, I think there's even people from Europe there. And I was with my producer, and you literally have to you have the little ledge. Yes, yeah, and I'm not very like
ruthless.
excuse me, what are you wearing? And I was like, oh my goodness. So I did get a little nervous, but I just kind of dove into it.
Is that what really it's really like that? All the other press.
Yeah.
What are you wearing?
Yeah, or like, or come here, who are you rooting for tonight? So it was like, oh my gosh. And that was like literally my first time to do red carpet.
Because you were literally behind a gate, yeah.
You are, yeah. So you're kind of like
Pressed
trying
up
to,
against
and you're on a camera. You have the camera on you. You're trying to be composed in front of these celebrities. It's like Jesus.
Get their attention, and you would have been there with some other hosts who are, hardcore journalists.
Definitely,
and that
yeah.
as well.
Well, I don't know hardcore journalists at American
Not journalists,
Idol.
but you know what I mean.
Just
I'm
trying
just
to get, the take, trying
Of
to get the
course.
celebrity. But we did well.
Who'd
Okay,
you
now-
interview?
Gosh, now I can't remember, but I know we had good ones.
Did you actually interview Jessica Sanchez?
We didn't get
Okay,
to. We
okay.
didn't get to. But I got to speak to her on the phone.
Ooh.
Yeah, for ETC. We got to do that.
I'm wondering, Do you think any reporters or hosts, TV presenters actually go to the red carpet and don't get to interview anyone?
Oh, for sure.
I feel like that happens.
Yeah?
After being there, yeah, I could just see, like, one of our things, well, Jessica was in the final too, right? So we would be like, we're from the Philippines, you know, so I think that kind of helped us, because Jessica was kind of Filipino.
They listen to you considering you have like a blaring American accent.
Yeah, they did!
Like this lion, she's from here.
I'm from California, I swear. No, yeah, they did though, because
good.
we got good stuff. That was funny.
Yeah, what was Jessica like on the phone?
She was cool. Actually, I remember I asked her, you know, what her favorite Filipino foods were, or how Filipino was she. And at the time, I don't think she had like embraced all of her, you know, Filipino-ness. Yeah, but I think after now, you know, she's done a lot of many things here, so I'm sure she's, you know, much more eager to be answering those questions.
Wait, so what did she answer? And you're like, what's your favorite Filipino food?
I think she said like lumpia.
Okay.
You know, which that's like an American Filipino food, you know. So spring rolls, right?
Right.
Yeah. So.
Okay, I thought that you were gonna say she's like, I don't know, or I don't know.
Yeah, no,
It's
she
like,
fried
had
chicken.
one. She had one. Yeah, Max's fried chicken. Yeah, no, she had one.
Okay, good for you, Jessica.
Are there any other interesting people who you've interviewed, or any other really interesting topics that you have done in any of the shows that come to mind?
Yeah, well, the Nina one, Nina Garcia, which was really recent, she was just she was very smart. Like, all of her answers, she knew exactly what she was talking about. She knew her industry, so I was like, my gosh, everyone, you know, in this press room is learning from her. Like, I was there for other interviews that she was doing for other questions. I was like, okay, these are the types of people, you know, we need to get here to speak, to inspire people like her. She's a very, very chic lady.
There you go. Well, you've done so well.
Thank you.
So well. So it's so great to have you on the show talking about that side of you. And I do feel really good things for you in the future. I feel really good things for you in the future.
She can feel it.
I don't know, because whenever I see you, like, this is before I even knew you, and I would see you on the TV, and just, you know, that smile. You've got like such a Colgate McLean smile.
Oh, wow.
And I would literally hear it on TV, and you know, I used to watch the channel all the time because I would always watch you, and I'd hear you as on, and I'd come out and I'd be like, there's Patti.
Bubbly Patti.
Doing her thing, all super bubbly and jumping around. But you know what a lot of people don't know is that whilst Patti was shooting all the TV shows, ETCHQ and etc., she was actually doing her wedding preparation.
Oh gosh.
So
I was literally like planning my wedding during all of that.
Exactly, and you know, I've never been close to getting married or even thinking
Never been
about
close to it.
Well, no, I haven't. So when I remember hearing just the preparation, the work that got into, and it kind of went over my head because I've never really sat and thought about it.
Poor Jules, I would always be like, now I'm doing this for my wedding, that for my wedding, this for my wedding.
But when I finally thought, it's like, oh my God, I understand now because it's beautiful. But we will talk more about Patti's personal side when we get back after this short break, so don't go anywhere.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with a game Chubby Bunny, but
wait.
have you played Chubby Bunny before?
No.
You put a marshmallow in your mouth, you say Chubby Bunny, and you keep putting it in your mouth, and you keep saying Chubby Bunny.
Okay.
Whoever can fit the most in their mouth wins. But we're not gonna say Chubby Bunny. We're gonna have a conversation.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you, okay ka na ba?
Okay.
And you're gonna be like, okay na, okay na.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Go.
2 at a time.
Alright, I'll learn 2 at a time. Okay ka na ba?
Okay na, okay na.
Good.
I'm just sorry.
Okay ka na ba?
Okay na, okay na.
Okay ka na ba?
Okay na, okay na.
Okay. No, that's disgusting.
Okay, so we are back. We are the girls of 28A. This is Julia. I am Trisha. We have got the lovely Patti Grandidge here in the studio. We are at the Beyond the Box Studios at 1 Rockwell in Makati, the Philippines. Wow.
That was a lot to say. Oh my goodness. Yes, we are here.
So we want to talk to we are we are going to talk to Patti now about her wedding.
personal life.
Yes,
Yeah.
mainly her wedding. I love weddings.
Oh, look.
But,
That's
yeah.
cute.
So tell us about your husband, please, John Herrera.
Well, that is John right there on the screen.
Mhm.
How cute is that? That was
What is this
actually
for? Yeah.
that was our prenup photos. So yeah, we had Mango Red do them, and I'm totally gonna give them a shout out because they're amazing. And that's actually like in my home office. Do you see like the purple wall there?
Oh, so your
Yeah.
office is all decked out in purple too.
Yeah, it
And
is.
your wedding was also purple.
It was.
And you
Oh my
guys
god.
ate purple.
Was that my choice or John's? I don't know. Yes.
Wait, and you guys got married what, a month ago, 2 months ago?
April 26th.
Okay.
So a little over 2 months ago.
Oh god.
And you got married in Boracay.
Yes, I love
In,
Boracay.
the
we got married at the
Shangri-La.
Shangri-La there. You can, oh, so cute. And that was done by Mango Red too. Yes, and really they were amazing. Aw, it was our bridal party. Our
It
wedding
really looks
party.
like a perfect paradise, tropical fairy tale
Honestly,
wedding.
like that's how I felt.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. So when I was hearing about, I had to meet with the wedding planner, and I was doing the food tastings, and it's like, okay, what is the food tasting? What is the wedding planner? Then you
Yeah.
see the gift bags. You see the purple patty cakes that every guest got to eat. You see the little USB cord, or you had like
Yeah.
you saw the pre-dinner and the after party, and just your dresses.
There was a lot.
Everything. It was just such a fantasy, lovely, beautiful, every girl's dream wedding. But I'm very curious to know the love story behind you and John. How did you two
Well,
meet?
we've been together for 7 years. So-
Wow.
Yeah, so most of the people who came to our wedding are literally people who have known us throughout that 7 years. So it was like, very cool for them to finally, see us tie the knot. Yeah, we met 7 years ago here in the Philippines. I don't even think both of you were around when, do you guys remember the place V-Bar?
V-Bar?
Yeah.
No.
So John was DJing there, and I actually was out with a couple of my girlfriends, and I didn't know John at all or whatever. She knew him. She's like, oh, I know the DJ. It's this place V-Bar. Da, 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 da. So we
Was
went.
this in high school or you were?
This was back in high school, because here you can go out in high school, not in the States. This isn't even in the States, so it doesn't matter. So I was at a club. So yeah, I met John. We actually had my common friend, and she was like, oh, that guy John, remember the DJ? He wants your number from the night before. And I was like, oh, I don't know if you should give it to him. She's like, no, he's really cool. I swear, he's really cool. So she gave him my number.
And then you went and studied in Pepperdine.
Yeah, but since that time I had met him, I had come to Manila and seen, hung out with John and stuff like that. So it's not like I met him and then left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had
Okay.
come back a few times before college.
Oh, okay. So you met in
This
high
was all
school.
before college. Yeah.
And then, but you guys were already seeing each other by the time you became a freshman.
No,
Oh.
no. So I had just gone to college, doing the college thing, and then John and Eric Kua, they were planning. Embassy hadn't even started then. Were you
before
guys here?
Embassy.
Yeah,
Wow.
were you guys here? It's Aracama now, so no. What about you? You've never been there.
Because I used to travel here, every year. So yeah, I do know of it.
Yeah, so this was before Embassy. So he
Which
had.
was a hip happening nightclub before. Okay.
Yeah, basically like the old Republic, basically. So he was like, oh, me and my friend Eric, we're coming to LA. We're doing research for this new club we're opening. Da 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 da. Can we hang out with you? Yeah, I know you live in Malibu. We're gonna be in LA. I'm like, yeah, sure. So we hung out for he was there for 2 weeks, and we hung out, and he was like, oh, I think we should do long distance. Da 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 da. And I was like, this is so crazy. I remember calling my mom, and I was like, remember John? He wants to do long distance. I'm in college. Is this gonna work?
So pretty much he came to the Philippines. You guys had just hung out.
Come to LA.
Yeah.
Come to LA.
Oh yeah, sorry. He went to LA. You guys had just hung out a few times in the Philippines.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you guys hooked up. And then he
Maybe.
and then he said, I want to do distance with you.
Yeah,
so
the long
you
distance.
swept him off his feet.
I guess so. And I remember us saying, we were like, oh, let's see where this goes, da 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 da. And this was in November, and then I had just come back to Philippines in December for Christmas.
Yeah.
Because ever since pretty much I was born, my family would spend Christmas and New Year's in the Philippines. So I knew I'd see him in like a month. So that was like nothing. Like that was like, oh, I'll see you in a month.
Yeah.
And then we hung out over the holidays. And then I remember he was like already planning his next trip to LA. And literally it was like planning a trip to planning a trip to planning a trip for 4 years. To keeping on planning trips. That's how it was.
And how often would you guys plan a trip to see each other? A couple times a year?
I mean, yeah, he would come to LA. This is so crazy because like I know his lifestyle here now, living here. He would come 4 times a year, which like just seems insane because like, you know, he was working so hard and trying to start up all his businesses, and I was like, how did you even find the time to come see me like 4 times a year?
It's called love.
But you will do whatever it takes.
There goes that saying, you know, if there's a will, there's a way, and if you really like a girl
Exactly.
and you want to be with a girl, you will move mountains to get to her.
In our vows, I know you saw our video, but for the same day edit video, like we both mentioned we would always say whatever it takes, worth the wait, and we literally both did our vows separately. I mentioned that in my vows, he mentioned that in his vows. So when Maya did our wedding video, they called it whatever it takes, worth the wait. So I was like, babe, we both really stuck to that. Like it's crazy that we both said that.
And there was never, I mean, not to bring, that was, you know, tear wrenching.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there was never ever mistrust issues or never.
I mean, I would not mistrust issues, but long distance has issues.
Of
I mean,
course.
you know, it's just so hard. I don't even know now how we did it, but you know, definitely trust. You can't be in a long distance relationship if you don't trust the other person. Communication. But then, like, I remember telling someone else about this for long distance. I'm like, it's kind of just like any relationship. Even if you're in the same city, you still gotta trust. You still gotta communicate. You know, it's just harder.
Yeah,
It's just harder.
definitely. Especially, well, what was the longest time that you didn't see
Like,
each other?
weirdly enough, it was only 3 months. And that's actually short for how, I don't know, do you guys think that's short?
doable.
Yeah, for me, I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty good for how far, like, Manila to LA.
I remember
Right?
we said one time, anything over 3 months, that's when
That's
it
when
really
it
starts
starts
to,
itching.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if you can keep it down, I mean, the better.
So you do suggest to people who really strongly, you know, you both are on the same path and you're both on the same page to just really fight for your relationship.
But
basically.
I think that's important to be on the same path and to be on the same page. Like if someone's not even knowing what they want to do in the future and then trying to, you know, be with someone who knows exactly where they're going, it's easy to stray. But if you feel like if you like align your goals, if you know what you both want to do, where you want to go, you'll make it work.
And you won't necessarily overly needy or anything.
No, I
like
don't
that.
think you can do
feel
that either
Yeah.
if you're in a long distance relationship. I'd be like, I need you right now. Fly over here right now, you know?
Well, nowadays you can, right? You can bombard them on iMessage or FaceTime.
I mean, yeah, we didn't even have any of that back then, honestly. Like, what was the
What
big
did you
deal?
use? Was there Skype?
We had BBM, and then we had this thing called Vonage and Skype. Like, but now you can do FaceTime.
What is
you can
Vonage?
It's when like, what does it sound like? No, Vonage was literally, so John had a unit, a phone unit that had a 310 number. My parents had it too. That's how I talked to my parents. It was a 310, which is an LA area code. So I would call it, you know, from LA dialing 310, but it would actually ring over in the Philippines.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You never saw like commercials for that in the States, Vonage?
No.
Really? Okay.
No,
Well, that was the beginnings of our long distance that helped us, and BBM. You know, we didn't have iMessage, we didn't have FaceTime.
Oh, jeez. And then, so then pretty much even when you were in school, you knew that because of John, when you graduated, and because your family's here, you would come back here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we ever really talked about that, like, in the beginning, but then, you know, when things sort of get more serious, you kind of have to talk about it. And when you're in your long distance, you have to talk about it even more, because you're like, who's going to make the move, who's coming where. So yeah, we eventually did, you know, figure out I would move back to the Philippines.
And then now that you're married, is there a big, you know, is there a big change? Is there like, boom, you're married?
Yeah, well, I think because we've been together for 7 years, like, not as much, but it's still cool to, like, you know, I used to write in cards. I used to be like, oh, I can't wait, you know, when we could wake up together every single morning. And now I'm like, oh my God, that is what we're doing. Like, that's crazy. Like, I live with you now because I didn't live with him before.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. But relationship-wise, like, it's not like, boom, we're married, I'm going to cook every night. You know, like, it's not like that, you know, and he knows that.
So now that you're married and you have got, you know, a very successful career, you've got your sweet patty cakes, which another successful adventure that you're going on with the store that you're about to open as well. Do you hear little pitter-patter footsteps
I knew
of babies?
this is where she was coming. I was like, oh, I know where this is going. Well, we do have a daughter. We have our dog, Truffles.
Oh, that's right.
So
You're set.
Yeah.
Any couple who has a pet, they'll put off babies for
honestly,
ages.
that is
It
what
really
I
is
feel
true.
like, you know, after that people started asking, especially, you know, John's mom, more specifically than my mom, you know, when are the she calls them GCs, when are the GCs coming, when are the
Grandchildren.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, might need to find a way to like detour that question. So now, and I'm like, but we have a baby. She is our baby. And I feel like it's good practice too.
I agree.
Like, I feel like I'm very young. You know, even to get married these days, like I still feel like I'm really young. So to have a kid, like, please.
And you know what? It's like people are getting married now in their 30s and having babies in their mid-30s.
Yeah,
and
which I
you're
think
like
is
way in your
okay.
20s. So you
Yeah.
have plenty of
I
time.
have plenty of time.
Yeah. So you guys are really just going to enjoy each other and
our
you know,
baby.
and your baby doggy.
Yeah, exactly.
And then just really kind of go full steam ahead with your careers because he's quite successful
I was
as well.
just gonna say, yeah. I feel like there's definitely certain things. Well, maybe more for me that I want to do, like still grow sweet patty cakes more. You know, John, you know, still wants to work and do this, but even when we have a baby, you can still do that. But I kind of want to be like that cool, chic working mom. Yeah, and that's so common these days too. Like I feel like, does it mean when you have a baby you're gonna stop working or you're gonna? I mean, obviously your life's gonna change, but you can still, you know, do what you love and continue that. I hope.
Definitely. No.
Right?
Full on.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Patti, for being on the show with us
girls.
today.
And I, look, she's interviewing me.
I know.
I've actually been sitting here the whole time being like, this is
Yeah.
I feel strange. Hey, it's Patti and I. And,
yeah. I'm the guest. I can just sit and answer questions.
No, but seriously, thank you.
Thank
And
you,
it's really
girls.
inspiring to hear that, you know, you can make long distance work, you can make your dreams come true, your passion for whatever it is, be it cupcakes or Nutella or video, whatever it is, you can work towards it, make
But
it
you know,
happen.
so many people are making things into something these days with like blogging and all that kind of stuff. So you know, if there's a message in this, just you know, fight for what you want and what you believe in, and just sky's the limit, guys. So I'm Trish Centenera. This is Julia Snagowski. Thank you so much, Patti, once again for coming in.
And where can our fans find you if they're looking for you?
If people are looking for me, where can they find me? They
Like
can find me
Twitter.
on Instagram. Yeah, they can find me baking in my kitchen. No, they can find me on Instagram. It's at Patti Grand, PattiGrand, and my Twitter is the same.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go. And if you have any questions for us, the girls at the Girls of 28A, you can tweet us, email us. We really want to hear your views and opinions, and you know, any topics that you want us to talk about.
At the Girls of 28A. At the Girls of 28A at gmail.com. So until next week. See you.
Bye.